This is the Li Xiang One. Out of all the cars I've reviewed in China, this is the one I've been most excited about. This thing is a beast. For roughly around 50,000 US dollars, you get quality and all the technology that you come to expect from the modern Chinese technology brands. Li Auto was founded in 2015 by Li Xiang, who a lot of people compare to Elon Musk. He's kind of a serial entrepreneur. This guy was originally going to go into business with the founder of NIO, but NIO, they had some creative differences or strategic differences, and so Li Xiang decided to branch off and make his own car. Li Auto actually went public last year on the NASDAQ, and so they are swimming in cash. In fact, their balance sheet is quite impressive considering it's a 5-year-old startup. What makes this car so impressive and so different than the other plug-in hybrid electric vehicles you see on the market is its range. They claim about a 700-kilometer range on this. Got a 1.2-liter 3-cylinder petrol engine, but that doesn't actually drive the car. So it's a range extender according to Li. In fact, the Li Xiang One has the second longest range of any plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, second only to I think it's the BMW i3, which is a tiny little car. So something this big that can go that far really eliminates all the range anxiety you typically get from an electric vehicle. And this thing is massive. It has more cargo area than the Tesla Model X. And it is one of the best-selling vehicles in its class here in China. That's saying a lot considering this is the only vehicle that Li Auto offers. They have no options other than a paint option, which is like a baby blue metallic. It adds 10,000 RMB to the price. All right, so this vehicle actually belongs to a friend of mine here in Zhongshan. She's had it for about a year, right? About a year, and she chose the black on black on black, which I think this car wears the color very, very nicely. The baby blue one, I'm not a big fan of. Okay, we'll start in the back. The automatic running boards. This is a pretty low vehicle. The ground clearance isn't high, but I do know that it can raise and lower. The suspension can change based on comfort and sport. See, I love this right here. This is so elegant. So she went with the 6-seater. You can also get one with a bench seat, so it seats 7. Power front seats and power rear seats. The front seats are heated and cooled, and the back seats also have heating. And of course, these back seats do fold down. Boy, sitting in the back seat like this is very, very comfortable. I mean, it's very posh in here. All the materials, this is Napa leather. All the materials in here are very, very high quality. You can see here, even the lights are all just touch, which is just this, it feels expensive. It feels elegant, just a light touch.
Like this, so you got extra space.
Okay, so that's quite a bit of cargo room.
Yeah, so you can put your suitcase, everything.
And then down below here is more storage, huh?
Yeah.
That's so cool. One design element I noticed in the back here, this LED light wraps around from one end to the other. And then in the front, you have the same LED light that goes all the way from one side to the other. And at night, this lights up really, really cool. Sitting in the passenger seat, we have this giant sunroof. You want light, man. Woo! This sunroof opens up. I gotta say, just sitting here in the passenger seat, I feel like I'm in the lap of luxury. This thing is really big. It's a mid-size car for the Western markets, but here in China, this thing is massive. It's got 4 screens all in the front here. You got the instrument cluster for driving and speed and all of that. Then you got the center console, which is kind of an all-inclusive one. The one right in front of me, this is an entertainment screen. Very responsive, right? So now I can actually watch a movie in the passenger seat. Here, music, navigation. 理想同学，我要去利河。
想到多利河。
Yeah, so to wake up the car, you say Li Xiang One SUV, which is like classmate. It all runs on Android Auto, and the Snapdragon 820A. And if you're sitting in the back, say you're sitting behind the driver, and you can say Li Xiang One SUV, and then ask them to roll down the window, it will roll down the window. The car is so smart, it knows where each person is sitting in the car. Is configurable to however you like it, and then they update it just like the Teslas do. Everything can be completely changed and completely different year after year, unlike mine, which is the same technology it was 10 years ago. And I love that they have a charging station right here. I mean, so if you want, you just put your phone right there. It's not hidden in a crevice. It's right here next to the shifter. Just simplicity. Sitting in the driver's seat, it feels, I can feel the size, but man, all the materials are super plush in here. This is a very high quality vehicle. Great Napa leather steering wheel that's heated. All the switch gears, very, very high end. The stitching, the materials are very, very nice. You got karaoke in the car. You can move it to there, to the center screen, so everyone can watch it. And this is the climate control. Look how responsive this is. Wow. I mean, even if you don't read Chinese or speak Chinese, everything's very intuitive. I'm waiting for my friend to come back. We're gonna go for a little ride. Might as well tell you a little bit more about this. It has fast charge, it has slow charge, and that's something like to 80% in about 40 minutes on the fast charge system. It's got a 11.9 gallon gas tank, but again, that's just for the little engine that acts as a generator to charge the batteries. It being a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle is kind of a misnomer. It's really an electric vehicle with an engine on board, a generator to charge the batteries.
李想同学，
嗨，
打开窗户。
正在为您打
It's
开
so
二排
cool.
有车
Roll down
窗。
the window. It's just
李想
amazing.
同学，
我在，
打开天窗。
正在为您打开天窗。
You don't have to press any buttons. It does everything for you. That's impressive.
正在为您关闭二排有车
So
窗。
she can recognize where, which seat you're sitting. And,
So you don't have to say roll down rear passenger window. You just say, hey, roll down the window. And
yeah, because she can recognize where your voice comes from.
That's amazing. So driving the Li Xiang One. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. My mother has a Tesla Model 3, and of course I've driven all of my friends' Teslas, and of course you've seen my friend Tyler has the BYD E2, which is a tiny little compact vehicle for under 100,000 RMB. But this one is about 328, 330 RMB,
Yeah.
1,000 RMB. So roughly almost exactly 50,000 US dollars. And I gotta say, this feels more solid and much more comfortable. It's even nicer than my friend's Neo, but don't tell him that. Very quiet. When the engine turns on, can you hear the engine?
Do you want to switch to?
You can actually switch it?
Yeah. Can you feel it?
Oh, yeah, I felt
Yeah,
it kind of come on there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's still not driving the car. It's the electric motors that are driving the car. That's basically just charging the electric motor,
Yeah.
then, right? Okay. I love this model of EV, hybrid EV, as opposed to the Neo, which has the battery swap technology, which is a really cool technology. But to be honest with you, I always felt it was kind of a gimmick. Whereas this, I think, you know, this is the car that people drive in Tibet. You know, there's long distances where there's no service center, and you know, an EV can go into Tibet. That's pretty cool.
And with bigger space.
With bigger space. Now, this car is built in Changzhou in Jiangsu province.
Yeah.
And their headquarters in Beijing. 360-degree camera, and it even has cameras for the wheels. So if you're up against the curb, you can actually see how close you are to the curb. How far have you driven in this?
Oh, I've been for a road trip to Sichuan to Shanghai.
Really?
Yeah,
You've gone to
many
Shanghai
times.
in this?
Yeah.
All right, let me hit the acceleration. It's pretty smooth, electric car, no downshifts. It's not super fast, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it's still got plenty of torque, get you going. It's a lot of fun to drive, isn't it?
Yeah. I really enjoy driving this.
Yeah. So long road trips is great. It feels like a heavy car. It feels very heavy. It's not light. 2.3 tons.
Yeah.
So this is a big, heavy car. You got engine, the fuel tank, the batteries, and plus all the materials. They didn't skimp out on any material quality. This is all very high end. So 4-wheel drive, right? So that's great, and you can raise it and lower it, so if you're kind of off-road, you get a little more ground clearance. How do you feel back there? I mean, is it...
It's perfect to be a passenger. I don't need to do anything. I don't even need to drive.
That's a big difference, because I prefer driving. I hate being a passenger. I love this. This is just so comfortable. I can see...
Great.
I can see how you would just kind of fall asleep in this.
What about the airbag and sleep on the car?
I did see that these front seats, you take off the headrest, fold them down, and you can make like a little bed.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, that's really, really cool. And the entertainment system, I mean, it's just computer screens as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, the 4 screens.
And you can move things back and forth between the screens.
Yeah.
I want this car. I mean, I've driven all kinds of cars in China. I'm very impressed with the Havels, but and I'm not sold on the electric car thing. Just the convenience factor's just not there. Range anxiety. You know, I don't like having to wait an hour to charge my car when I'm on a road trip. I just want to fill up and go. But this solves that problem. I mean, you just fill up the gas tank and keep going. Most of these car companies are a conglomerate of technology companies. That's why you see them being sold in malls as opposed to like a dealership, a traditional dealership. So this particular brand has backing of all kinds of private equity groups and everything, but also ByteDance and Meituan are 2 of the major backers, and those are 2 very big Chinese technology companies.
Because they keep upgrading the system with OTA. So actually, you feel every time you upgrade the system, you'll feel something different.
Right, and that's all based on feedback from all the users throughout the country that have it.
Yeah.
That's a really, really cool. 4 different screens. I can see in 2 years maybe having a completely different layout. I love the simplicity of it. It's one vehicle, one model. I mean, no options. A very flat base $50,000 price. You just go in, you pay the money, you take it.
Well, since it's they're a new company, their next model will come up in market in 2022.
Yeah, next year. What made you choose this one over those traditional vehicles?
Well, nice question. Because for me, the most important motivation for me to buy this car is because it's a Chinese brand. It's a Chinese company.
So you felt a little bit of a nationalistic pride in owning, as being a Chinese entrepreneur yourself. You're proud
to be a Chinese.
Oh, you're very proud to be a Chinese entrepreneur in this special time in China.
Exactly.
And so you feel like this is kind of doing your part to help other entrepreneurs in the market. That's great. That's really the speed in which the Chinese manufacturers are improving blows me away. And this is a manifestation of that. This is the one that I think beats them all. And especially out of all of the new EV startups and the new EV brands, this one was the one I was most excited to try out. Just on paper, it just seems like, for me, my lifestyle, you know, traveling and going into the all that stuff. This is the one that solves all of the range anxiety, the price point, because for $50,000 you get
everything.
After 18,000 kilometers, that's free of any squeaks and rattles. I mean, it feels like a solid vehicle. Patty, thank you very much for allowing me to drive your car today. This was great.
My pleasure.
See you all in the next video.